Hmm. All right. Oh shit. All right. Looks like everything's good. Oh shit. All right. Looks like everything's good. All right. Cool. Cool. I apologize for that. I messed all the way up. That's okay though. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna thug it out till we get it right. You know, I'm not a person. I'm not one for let me just make sure. I'm not one for intros. So just bear with me here. What I like to do is welcome all my haters and all my lovers. I apologize for the technical difficulties. It's always something, as you guys know. So let me put this in the Jumbotron. Yes, sir. Okay, cool. Today we have an interesting topic to talk about. I couldn't really do my illicit therapies just due to the fact that I wasn't in the proper place here. I was actually in a different state for a couple of days. So now we are back on track. We are going and we are running. Usually when I do this, I literally hit the ground running. I'm usually working and then I'll, jump right on the computer here. All of this is going to be a little more seamless as time goes on. I hope you guys stick with me here. So the topic of discussion today is, do women actually want loyalty?
But he cheats on you
we have
once
a
a month,
here that I would like to play
or
for you guys if I can find this
the
shit.
littlest D you ever had in your life, but he's 100%
I
loyal.
want you guys to hear this shit, right? I want to throw this back.
Why you put
And I
them?
want you guys to listen to this shit.
That's not gonna work out.
You gotta choose one.
I gotta choose one.
Big D, little
Let
D.
me know if you hear it.
The cheater. The cheater. I'm sorry. I gotta cheat too then.
Would you rather have the best D in your life, but he cheats on you once a month, or the smallest D you ever had in your life, but he's 100% loyal?
I'm testing it now. Make sure that you guys can hear it.
The biggest, the cheater. Because if it's small, I'm not gonna enjoy myself. I'm not gonna be with you.
Would you rather have the best D in your entire life, but he cheats on you once a month, or the smallest D you ever had, but he's very loyal, 100%?
The smallest D I ever had, but he's very loyal, 100%.
God bless you. Now, would you rather have the best D in your life, but they cheat on you once a month, or the smallest D you ever had, but they loyal?
Damn, that's hard. But they loyal. The best D once a month, because then I could be loyal. And then.
But you being loyal to somebody that's unloyal.
Oh, you didn't say that he was unloyal.
Yeah, he cheats on you once a month.
Say that then. You
I
just said
said that.
Best D once a month.
No, the
or
best D and he
somewhere.
cheats once a month. My bad.
Oh. I just have to deal with the cheating because honestly, if
Can y'all believe that? Can y'all believe that? Can y'all believe that? Do you hear me? Okay, yep, it's just delayed. Isn't that some shit? That is some shit, man. DM me, by the way, Lionel. DM me. if you wanna talk about it here. So I'm glad that I was able to put that on Front Street, right? Because how ridiculous is this shit? So we're gonna hit the ground running, and we always hear conversations with people. Let's say that they want men that are loyal. They always say this shit. They always say that they want loyal men, right? They say that men ain't shit. We're all the good guys, right? We always hear this shit all the time. And it's unfortunate when you start looking at the science of everything, right? And the nitty-gritty of everything, man. They truthfully don't want that. It's apparent to me. And this is why we don't get like conversations from women in these spaces here, especially the ones that I conduct. Yes, we can hear you. It's not surprising. It sounds like he's asking Northeast girls from around the way too. But that's the thing, Mr. Righteous, man. Check your DMs, man. I don't know. Maybe you don't be checking them shits. But yeah, man. How is a man supposed to act with this information? Because I hear this a lot, and I actually have a situation that I'm going through now where the girl does not want a relationship at all. She literally said, and I don't even want to open my phone and fuck everything up, but I'll actually pull it up here. So let me just take a look here. This is what she says to me. This is the girl that I'm fucking with, right? She says, nah, he don't live with me, and he's not my boyfriend, right? She says, we are about to be done soon, so I'm just trying to use him for my fantasies before we are. So this is the shit that we have to go through. There's always, the thing is, in this world, the truth is something that is definitely, why say little? Why not average size? Well, I mean, the thing is that when it comes to a woman, everything needs to be hyperbole. Like you have to be absolutely passive, absolutely tall, absolutely rich. There's nothing average. It's either you're very broke, very little, and with your cock size. You know what I'm saying? All of that comes into play in terms of what they want. And it's just funny when I look at shit like this, right? And you hear a lot of women on social media state that men ain't shit, men are not loyal, men cheat. It's women that literally want this shit. They are asking for it by name. So when a guy asks a dog, and Mr. Righteous could tell you about this, we had many conversations where he says that he's just not sensitive to the situation and he doesn't give a fuck. And I don't really blame him. How can you blame him? How can you blame anybody that sits there and says, listen, I'm not in it for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to do me and call it a day. That's what we have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? It is literally unfortunate when it comes to relationships. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to kind of draw that to everybody that watches these videos, and you see what men actually have to go through. So I'm gonna read some of the comments here. I know you guys can see it, but I feel with some of these women, it's either big or small. Average to them is small, and that's absolutely right. They want that, but gotta understand, you find a dude that looks cool, but not going to be with other chicks. So I think I understand what you were saying there. I think there's some missing words because I know how these messages work. The problem here is that when it comes to women, and this is what makes it very difficult, and it's hard for me to kind of say this shit. It sucks, but it's hard to believe what a woman has to say You know what I'm saying? Because on one side of the fence, they say that I don't want these things. I don't want a dog. I don't want all these other things. And then it turns out that's exactly what they want. You guys see it. This is, these are not skits. These are, guys actually walking up to chicks and asking them, what do you want? And I wholeheartedly believe that's exactly what they want. They want drama and chaos. That's what they want. You can't tell me otherwise. That's what they want, because when they are presented with a situation where a guy is loyal or where a guy is stable, they tend to get bored of that shit. And I think a lot of the issues in social media literally drives that particular behavior. It drives that behavior. It fucks everything all the way up. My question here is, when is everyone going to be hip to this particular game? You know what I'm saying? When is everyone going to be? When are the guys? Actually, and I'll read the comment here, and then I'm gonna tell you what about this particular channel, what I want to say. Let me see here. Any woman that says little D with loyalty is not telling. I'm just being real. That's what Silent Night says. They want a guy that makes 6 figures, big dick, good looking. He's going to have multiple women around. And that's the truth. He's going to have multiple women around, because guess why? Because he is a sought after commodity. That's the problem. He is very popular. I want to want a guy that's 6 feet, large cock, making 6 figures. They are going to want that. They're not the only one. And women, even though they don't want to tell you this, they will put up with that until it doesn't benefit them anymore, until they get kicked to the curb. That's when they're like, oh, men are trash. You know what I'm saying? A woman will put up with a lot of things. That's one of their abilities. They can put up with having sex with an ugly, sloppy, fat motherfucker, and allow that dude to be just dripping with nasty sweat and BO all over them, just for the bag, just for monetary gains or clout or anything like that. They don't mind that shit at all. They don't mind it. They don't mind it. They love it, because they're getting what they need. It's only when they get kicked to the curb is when they start saying that men ain't shit. So I was thinking to myself, because that there's these red pill channels are a dime a dozen. They are up to, right? They're every fucking where. And I am not one to like to mimic or copy things. I don't really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do in the future is to actually focus on bad behavior from both sides of the fence. Because at the end of the day, the only reason why women do things like this is literally because the guys give them attention and to do this. They give them the attention. Now, things are changing. It's great. The more type of red pill channels that come along are bringing awareness to bad behavior in general. But bad behavior for women, because a lot of the market is actually pro bad behavior and no accountability for the woman. We had the situation where Meg Thee Stallion, she actually has she's gonna be in the MCU, and we all know about her fucking case, her court cases, and all this other bullshit that she has going on. It's like everyone is literally trying to condone poor behavior of women, and nothing checks it. Since businesses and social media won't check it, it's up to men to check their bad behavior. You should never simp for situations like this or poor behavior. You never want to. And the same thing happens when training in general. I hate to say the word training, but there's no other fucking way of doing it. Situations have to be trained. You don't want to condone bad behavior by giving that type of stimulus, whether it be attention or not. Lionel says here, I can tell you every man, don't worry about what you have. Just be confident in who you are. Improve yourself. There are a lot of chicks who don't care if your joint is average. That is absolutely, positively true. It sucks to say this because it sounds like it's misogynistic to even bring this up. But ultimately, it's very hard to believe what a woman says, especially when we have case studies like this. You know, it absolutely sucks when we're trying our best to accommodate what women are asking for, and it turns out to be absolutely opposite. I was raised by six sisters, and a grandmother. And what ends up sucking is because they gave me bad information based off of, you know, their poor experiences. Don't ever look at a girl like she's a piece of meat is what I would hear all the time, right? Don't ever look at a girl like she's a piece of meat. Don't ever be a dog, you know. Always treat a woman with respect and shit like that, right? It turns out that all that shit is not true. And now that type of shit is ingrained in me. Like I'm literally, it's so hard to break free from that, you know, because it's been years of telling me that, you know, you can't be a man. And that's the same thing that's happening with most men in general nowadays. They are told that they can't be a man. They are told not to approach women because that's creep status, right? But at the same time, there are guys out there that just don't give a fuck. He absolutely doesn't care about what the fuck this chick would have to say. Doesn't care. Doesn't care at all, right? And that's the ones that these girls go for. Notice how they keep saying that, oh, little old me, I'm stuck with this kid, right? If they get pregnant, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you chose to have sex with the guy and unprotected typically, and then you chose to keep the child. What? So you can say that man ain't shit and that he left me alone? You're literally picking that same guy that all the women pick. So I say this, and like I said before, at this point in time, I've been, like when I was on vacation, I've been actually racking up a whole bunch of bad behavior. And I actually thought to myself, I was like, man, this is going to run out. You know, I'm going to run out where I'm going to get this information. And this shit is literally an infinite amount of information. It's an infinite amount of posts that are in poor tastes. And that condones poor behavior. Men and women alike. You know me, I'm not an advocate for a guy simping because that just condones bad behavior and nurtures bad behavior. So the woman is going to continue to do bad things because they're going to get what they want. Let's keep this shit a stack. Women, I swear to you, women like attention more than they like sex. That's number one. This is the reason why, right? This is the reason why dick size doesn't matter. This is the reason why they like toxic relationships as well. Their nature is to be emotionally stimulated. We all should know this. You know, some women are going to be sexist when it comes to this shit, but women are literally stimulated emotionally, and men are stimulated mentally. That's why we can, yo, DeAndre, what's going on, bro? That's why we're very logical in what we want. We see something that we like, whether it looks nice or ugly, whatever the case is, we respond to it based off of its visuals. You know, that's why they say men are visual. A woman responds to emotion. How does that person make me feel? If the guy is 6 feet tall, he's going to be like, or she's going to be like, oh, he makes me feel protected. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going to happen in those particular cases and situations. She's going to feel like she's protected. You know what I'm saying? when it comes to dick size, they like to feel overwhelmed, right? Whether it be pain or whatever the case is. Anything large is going to make them feel inferior, and that's something that triggers within a female. They like to feel overpowered in this particular case. Don't shoot the fucking messenger. That's what statistics shows. Y'all don't believe me? Look that shit up. You know what I'm saying? This is why there's kinks out there where women like to be dominated or what have you. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it looks bad on the woman's end, and then they can use those particular situations to be a victim. Not saying that rape is not a real thing, but I'm saying that there's definitely kinks out there where a woman wants to be overpowered or choked or whatever the case is. And that's what, you know, in particular, Andrew Tate was going through. You know, the girl that he was messing with, she came out and said, that's what I wanted. And they automatically think that the woman is a victim, even though she literally said, that's what I wanted. Because in the eyes of society, since a woman is physically weaker than a man, it's always going to be a situation where you're going to see them as vulnerable. You know, they're vulnerable, which kind of sucks. Let me bring up my shit here. Speaking facts, relationships are complex for everyone. Men like men that can easily attract other women. That's exactly facts. That's one of the things that I did notice about women too, is that they like men that other people want, other women want. If a man is 100% loyal, just going back to the topic at hand, if a man is 100% loyal, and if no one wants that dude, they're going to get bored of the situation. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around that statistic as well. It's like, why do you want something that everybody else wants? You know what I'm saying? And when I think about it at the immediate, they want a situation where they feel like they have something valuable because it's the hypergamous nature of a woman. They look for things that are valued or have status, right? And that gives them value themselves. If they could capture something that has value, that says a lot about the person who actually grabbed that thing that is valuable. You know what I'm saying? So that's what ends up happening with that. And because of the nature of a woman, which is hypergamous, they always look for something that is better. A woman, so long as your penis size isn't too small, if they weren't out there being promiscuous, they wouldn't even fucking know what a big dick is, because a lot of the times women can't even tell what the size is. They really can't tell what the size is, because the way that they feel is that they the whole package of a man. They like the whole six packs if you have it, right? They like the whole pecs. They like you to be bigger than them, taller, you know, things of that nature. And they feel like the guy is a protective guy, you know what I'm saying? That's what turns them on. It's the aspect rather than the assets that actually makes a woman turned on. That's you know, women are turned on by the stories, you know what I'm saying? And the imagination of the situation. That's what they're turned on by, you know? And that's what happens. You know, they're turned on by situations, you know? They even coined the phrase situationships, you know what I'm saying? So they will be turned on at the fact that a guy bumps into him or to them and he literally defies what they want. I mean, he defies what you know, if a guy could ignore their situation, like if a guy says, hey shorty, what's going on? You know, you're hot. Hey yo, what's going on? Yeah. So if a guy goes to a girl and says, yo, you're fucking, you know what I mean? You're sexy as shit, yo, let me get your number. And that girl says, I have a man. And if he says, what does that have to do with me? The situation makes them feel like they're in their own movie and they're in their own, you know, they're in their own drama TV show because they live in that particular fantasy. They like living in that imagination fantasy because it makes them feel something. I can't believe he really is going to fight for me. In their head, they think that if a guy is trying to challenge their relationship, he's going to fight for them. That's not what's going on at all. Not at all. So, in the essence, the answer to the question, I would say, to me, in my opinion, do women really want loyalty? Not in the early stages, no. The only time that they're willing to settle down and take a loyal situation is if they realize that their value is very low. Then they'll settle down for a guy that's loyal because they're so sick of guys passing them up. And that usually happens with makeup, with the technology of makeup at a particular point in time. They can push this shit. But let's just say for the sake of makeup, right? The time that they will feel like they need to be loyal is when they're in their 50s. In their 50s. A lot of women think that they can do a lot better in their 40s and 30s with the baggage because they have makeup to give them the edge in creating the illusion that they are much younger than what they are. And in terms of freezing eggs and shit like that, you know what I mean? I had this conversation with another person, and he was telling me this, which was interesting. The birth rates of the United States, right? Who's just jumped into this chat here? Oh, Hector. What's going on, Hector? I haven't seen you in a while. The birth rates of the United States is plummeting in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's literally plummeting. And the reason why it's plummeting is because of feminism. The person that I was speaking to, you find that if you go into my YouTube channel, which is Illicit Therapy as well, it's like literally an hour away from it being of the show ending. You'll hear that particular talk. Feminism. It gives women a false sense of time. You know what I'm saying? And it gives women a false sense of value. They think that they can situate themselves, right? Get themselves all situated. And then when they're like 40 years old, then they can start settling down. But biology says otherwise. Biology would say, like, I can't fucking push out a fucking baby. That'll fuck your whole shit up. Even if you do freeze the eggs, that is a risk of your life having a kid. I'm going to go back to the comments here. Also, if you're in shape or skinnier, it will make your joint look bigger. This is very true. Or if you shave down there. Also, if you're in shape or skinnier, okay, this is a duplicate. Okay. So that's what's going on here. Loyalty only matters when a woman has nothing to bargain with. The makeup fails and they can't look any younger because the makeup doesn't make them look, it can't cover up the age at that point in time. If you have too many fucking children at that point in time, that's when loyalty really kicks in. They're like, damn, I'm tired of guys passing me up. I really want somebody to just take me as who I am, and I promise I'll shut the fuck up. And I won't be looking for anything else because they have nothing to bargain with. When a woman is younger, they have a lot to bargain with. And this also leads to simpness, dudes being simps. That really, really fucks everything up. That really, really fucks everything up because a guy being a simp is also showing that he has no self-esteem. He has no self-worth. You know what I'm saying? He'll pick anything up. He has no standards. And a lot of women think that because a guy is willing to have sex with them, that means that they are worth something. And what women don't understand is that sex is completely different for a man than it is a woman. As I said earlier in this podcast, right? That a man, that attention for a woman is better than sex. To make a woman feel like she's worth something, which typically before social media, that's what sex did. It made a guy would lust over the woman and it gives them that power. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, he should have saw how he was looking at me. You know? Oh, he was looking at me so like, it was so passionate. I can't believe how he was looking at me. He was looking at me like like he really wanted me. And yeah, that's what sex would do to a guy. And yeah, women can enjoy sex for sure, but like here's the thing: sex functions differently for a woman. Absolutely, it absolutely functions different. Women can, on average, always have multiple orgasms all the time. And what's funny too is that a woman can have an orgasm just by the thought in the picture of things. Looking at a guy, and in her head, right? If a guy is on top of her and he has his abs and his pecs and stuff like that, she'll instantly start to fantasize about her being in some sort of movie or whatever the case is. She's like, oh my gosh, this is like the stories. It's like the fairy tale books, you know what I'm saying? To have some guy that's protecting me or whatever the case is, where a guy, he is literally in the physical. He cares about how soft those innards are, how wet those innards are. And it's really, when he blasts off Team Rocket style, he's out of commission for a little bit. I mean, there's some guys out there that can keep going. I'm definitely not one of those shit. So I need myself a good 20 to 30 minutes after that shit, depending on if I have work tomorrow. So Lionel says this here. He says, yeah, that makeup helps stretch out the hot girl summer through their 30s. You'd be surprised on how many pretty women look average without makeup. They all look average. Absolutely average. Now, if anybody knows me, right, I'm going to say some wild shit and I'm going to close this shit up, right? If anybody knows me, right, this is the killer. I am a Christian, right? And I'm halfway joking and I'm halfway telling the truth, right? Yeah. I see it as simp. Being a simp, I see that shit all the time on Twitter. That's the funny thing. I see it all the fucking time. All the time I see this simp shit, man. It's ridiculous. But I'm a Christian, right? And you know how they say that there's fallen angels on earth, right? And these fallen angels have feathers. You know what I mean? Sonic boom! What's going on? And these simps they're like five, they're not simps, I'm sorry. These angels, these fallen angels, always depicted as sort of bird-like or have feathers, right? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put it past it that a lot of this shit, these entities that could probably flow in and out of people and people's body, right, are trying to emulate themselves through or manifest themselves through these particular women that, you know, have hot girl summer. Notice how women that put on a lot of makeup, they do look like birds. They look like birds. They have the long ass feather eyelashes, all these crazy ass color design on their fucking, you know, eyelids and shit like that gets swooped all the way over. They wear all these colors. They have colorful hair. They look like fucking birds. I wouldn't be surprised if it's these fallen angels that are trying to go through these women. Let me show you something real quick. The people that have, let me say, Terry Birds. I probably spelled that shit all the way fucked up. Yo, tell me, this is what I'm trying to tell you, right? Don't women look, they even have the black leggings. Don't women nowadays dress like birds? They got look, the mascara or whatever the color shit is. They got the eyelash, you know, they got the long legs and shit like that. Look, the eyelashes. I'm trying to tell you, yo, that's what women be trying to look like birds or some sort of creature or something. I don't know what the fuck it is. Look at the eyelashes. Look at this bird and her eyelashes. I'm like low key, high key, but high key joking, but still, like honestly, they do be looking like creatures. I'm just saying. Don't kill me. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Look at this shit. Look. Bam. Look. Bitch. They be even fight like the birds. I'm trying to tell you, I find it crazy that women having fun is thought behavior. It is. You know what I'm saying? it's amazing, right? It's absolutely amazing that that type of behavior is like the only way they can have fun. It's like that thought behavior, right? It always is condoned by social media. I'll talk about that in my next Listen Therapy episode. But like social media, like literally condones it. Like how the fuck does the MCU fire Gina Carano, right? Disney. It fires Gina Carano, right? For making a statement that ended up to be pretty fucking accurate. And then they hire Meg Thee Stallion. And she's literally throwing it the fuck back. Like, I'm going to say here, how do you spell her name? Meg B. Where is it? Bitch. Meg B. Look, see, I told you. Look, they are dressing like birds. Look, you see it right here. She got the feathers. I'm trying to tell you, that's what demons and fucking and fallen angels look like, yo. These motherfuckers be possessed, yo. I'm just saying. But let me take a look here. Not MCU. I'm gonna put Sailor Moon. She's even reviewed some kind of Nintendo game or whatever the fuck she was doing. Am I missing something? How come I can't find it? I'm just gonna put dancing and see if I can find that here. Look at this. Look. This is supposed to be fucking fun. You hit the nail on the head, Lionel. This is fun for them, man. Having their fucking legs, man, could definitely shake her shit. I do find it interesting how pretty wear makeup and she doesn't really need it. I'm just trying to tell you, yo, there's something else going on. Here, I found it. They literally say that this right here is just having fun. This is not like degrading yourself at all. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? This is just having fun. This is not sexual, they say. This is not sexual. This is just dancing. I'm trying to let you know, man. By the way, Hector, yo, my YouTube video has a lot of shit going on. So it's not actually in the spaces. So that's all I'm saying. I think I spent myself talking about all this shit. I hope you guys got something out of it. Don't forget to like this video. I would definitely appreciate you guys liking the video. It really helps to push through this raggedy ass algorithm that if I'm not a fucking female, that I don't get any kind of play in this bitch. If you want to share the shit, I would welcome that as well. That all is all good for me. I am out. I need to fucking cook my fucking food. Lionel, man, hit me up in the DMs, man. You said you want to talk. I definitely want to hear you out here. Do you think BBLs is just a demonic ritual? We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that because I feel like it's not women necessarily. This world is like falling apart, yo. This shit is falling off the bone, man. This world is fucked up. Not women. It's no leadership. There's no head. There's everybody's doing whatever the fuck they want to do. That shit's fucking crazy. But yeah, I gotta put a pin in that one. Definitely DM me on that shit, yo, and I'll give you my take on that one. Or we could just talk. Create a space if that is a more comfortable thing. It's funny too. YouTube literally blocked your comment when you said, "Do you think BBLs is just a demonic ritual?" YouTube literally blocked your comment. It'll show here because it's going through like a third party situation. That's interesting. That's what I mean. Support your boy and hit that like button. But anyway, I am out.